up to here. I've had it up to here with men. I think maybe we should be a bit more like bumblebees. Kill the males off once they are no longer of use to us. Because what are they good for? Nothing!
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your way in, and don't forget to subscribe to our newest member of Fiend Gang, Detective Warg. His channel will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into the rest of today's video.
I just need to rant. I actually fucking hate men. They're the scum of the fucking earth. I have yet to meet a single dude who doesn't just care about getting a nut.
Let me rephrase that for you, madam. You are yet to choose a man who doesn't care about anything but that. Like, how do girls... It's just so interesting, man, how a lot of these girls literally view men who care about them as completely invisible. Like, there are guys out there who would take you out to nice breakfasts every day, who would treat you well, who care about your well-being, who are not interested in just the bedroom fun, all of these sorts of things. But then they say, oh, you know, I just can't seem to find a decent man. They're all awful. Okay, and the question becomes, guys, if you're in a situation where you're looking at a group of people and you're coming on and you're saying, oh, all women are terrible, or all women are all men are bad and crap like this, or all this is this, right? It's kind of like you're the common denominator across the situations, right? When girls get on the internet and they say, oh, I'm sick of all these bad boys, all they want is bedroom fun, it's like, maybe you should choose, you know, the guys that are not just interested in smashing and dashing you. It's kind of like the same thing as guys who get online, want to be sugar daddies, and then complain about girls only wanting them for their money. It's like, yeah, you are flashing with a Lamborghini. Like, of course that's what you're going to get.
And it's so gross. Like, it's so fucking disgusting. The way guys talk about girls like a piece of meat, and how, like, when they're all hanging out with each other, they'll literally, like, rate bitches, and
Let's not pretend as though women don't rate men, by the way, or talk crap about men. This is something that is not unique to men, and I would also argue that women's locker talk is a lot more foul than men's. A lot of dudes, if you've been through a relationship and you come out the other end, you realize, and I've said this point many times, but you realize that a lot of the things that you thought were private in your relationship were not so private, because a lot of these girls, they share that crap. I'm telling you, man, women's locker talk compared to men's is really something else.
it's fucking disgusting. And there's a lot of people I know. I see, like, their Insta stories, Snap stories, Twitter, whatever the fuck it may be. Everything is sexual. Like, everything is so overly sexual. Like, everything is about sex, literally. Ass, tits, cum, everything. It's gross.
And this is part of the reason why social media is so bad for dating. Like, people always go off at when I say, you know, I don't think it's a good idea for women to have social media. I also don't think it's a good idea for men to have social media. Social media is terrible for relationships. Like, yeah, you're more connected to everybody, but at the same time, you're more isolated as a result of having social media. Everyone's trying to flash what cool lives they have, or their, you know, their bedroom fun adventures, or their yacht adventures, or some crap like that, trying to make themselves look good. Like, social media is not good for relationships at all.
And I saw this tweet that said, a man becomes a man when he learns to control his lust. And I completely agree, but, like, I've yet to find a man that can control his fucking lust.
Yet to choose one.
I don't know about y'all, but that is the biggest ick to me, is making everything sexual. Like, sexual comments, like, oh, she's got a nice ass, like, oh, like, I need somebody to have sex with tonight.
What is the bet, guys, that if I were to look at this woman's Instagram, it would have literally ass pictures on it? Like, I don't know, I haven't looked at the Instagram, but I would assume, based on what she's complaining about, that it's quite a high chance.
Like, I know I'm fucked up in the head, with the BPD and shit.
I see. And there it is, guys, right? Like a lot of these individuals who say these sorts of things, literally, if you don't know what BPD is, guys, it's borderline personality disorder. Very bad stuff. You should never speak to a woman who has BPD, and I'll live and die by that one. Guys, like, these people literally have mental disorders, and they're making these comments about men and how men should behave and about their selection process in men. Madam, you have BPD. Your selection process of anybody that you choose to allow into your life is going to be terrible.
But dudes like that need help. Like, I actually think that there's something wrong. I'm just so angry because I've dealt with this my entire life. And I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. Like, I do not think I can ever try to be emotionally attached to a man ever again.
It'll happen. It'll 100% happen. A lot of these girls, yeah, they're attached to one dude, but, you know, they'll get a whiff of the validation and stuff like that, and they'll go with another man. It's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of cats, guys. I think there's like something called like the cat string theory or whatever, where a lot of these women, they'll say, oh, I can never love again, but when some guy rocks around and he's attractive and he doesn't pay her enough attention, it's kind of like she just gets distracted by the next shiny object, and then she'll say the exact same things to him that she told the previous boyfriends. Like, have you guys ever met those women who will say like, oh, my ex-boyfriend is terrible, or he's this and he's that, and then she'll come to you and tell you how fantastic you are and like all of these sorts of things, but then you'll end up being the bad guy at the end of the situation, because a lot of the people who are actually genuinely abusive, they have this exact pattern, right, where they claim to be the victim the entire time.
I'm fucking traumatized. And on that note, good night. I'm angry. I'm so fucking angry. So fucking angry.
Yeah, beautiful stuff, beautiful story. Let's keep it moving.
Men really live like this and see no issue.
At this point, I genuinely feel like women just hate. It does not take that much to make us happy. Men get shamed for literally any and every thing. Can you just let us be comfortable?
Okay, let me talk about something that's got me really heated, okay? Let me know your opinion. Because I am a woman, okay, I have to go through mood swings, depression, weight gain, acne, the list goes on and on. Possible stroke, maybe death, we don't really know. For birth control, for a man, and then, when I want to have kids, I have to push them out myself! And a man does nothing. Not a fucking thing. And then men also have the audacity to tell girls that they don't want to wear a condom because it doesn't like feel good. Shut the fuck up!
Okay, let's unpack this a little bit here. First of all, I was under the assumption that birth control actually helped to regulate the hormones of women, and it's more of a liability for them to not be on it as opposed to be on it. So first of all, that doesn't really make sense. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. The second thing is that let's not pretend that men are the only ones who want to remove the protection, shall we say, because it feels good. Like, I love how this is always blamed on men, and people are always like, oh, dudes are such dogs, you know, they just want to have bedroom fun and not use protection. Guys, I have, you know, throughout my life, there have been a good few situations where women will literally insist that protection is not used. So, like, this is not just a, you know, men coming out here trying to cause these problems. And last of all, if you don't want to go through this whole thing, maybe you shouldn't open your legs to dudes that you don't see a future with. Like, that's just a really wild concept. Like, maybe just don't have bedroom fun with people who don't have your long-term interests at heart.
Are you kidding? I'm shaking! I am revolted! I cannot believe that more people are not angry about this! Oh my. Is this me coming of age? Is that what this is? Is that what this is?
Do you want to know one of my favorite things about this app? Is the way men will run around leaving these hateful, violent, misogynistic comments all over women's content, right? But then turn around on their own page and complain, wondering why they're single and why good women don't want them. My guess is that it's because you're a misogynist and that you're pro abuse and you're pro violence and you're pro silencing women and that you want to take our rights away from us. We have no rights about our bodies.
I love how in the year 2022, guys, it's like if you don't disagree with a woman, you are by default a misogynist, you are pro-violence, and you are pro-a-use, right? You see all these girls say, oh, this guy's a misogynist and he's pro-a-use and all that stuff. Guys, I literally know no men that want to see violence come to women. I know no men that want to abuse women. I know no men that are just straight up misogynistic towards women, okay? But the problem is that every time a man disagrees with a woman in 2022, no matter what it is, we go straight to the misogyny, right? We go straight to, oh, he wants to take my rights away, or he wants to oppress me. You understand that the vast majority of men care very much about women, and the vast majority of men are just straight up invisible to women? But this all goes over their head. And it's like, I'm oppressed, nobody cares about me, men are misogynists. All of those misogynistic comments, guys, if I were to see them, they probably make a lot of sense. And they're probably not misogynistic at all. And yes, I'm aware I'm saying the word incorrectly. We got Mother Susan watching the channel at all times, guys. But you know, I would say that if I were to see those comments, they wouldn't actually be misogynistic. Now, they might be. Granted, okay, they might be, but in a lot of these situations, girls will just label anything as abusive or misogynistic because the man is disagreeing with her.
And we come onto these apps preaching our own stories to other women, and you seem to think that the appropriate thing is to go into the comments and try to mansplain our bodies to us, invoke violence on us, encourage violence on us. Like, don't be a misogynistic piece of shit.
I have not seen, guys, I've been on TikTok a fair amount looking for, you know, content and stuff like that. And sometimes my editor gathers it. But I have not seen a violent comment towards women on there or anything trying to incite violence upon women. So that's the first thing.
Violence on us, try to mansplain our bodies to us. To think that the appropriate thing is to go into the comments and try to mansplain our bodies to us, invoke violence.
And also, as far as these stories go, yeah, you're going to be met with a lot of backlash if you make up stories and post them on the internet. Now, you might feel as though you're sharing your experience and some guy was terrible towards you and he did these things. That's fine. That's fantastic. But don't make allegations about people all over the internet. A lot of these girls, they straight up complain. They'll come on here. They'll make wild allegations towards a man, which may or may not be true, and then want to pretend as if it's totally okay. No, you settle it in the court of law, and then if the man is guilty, he is guilty. You don't come on here trying to tell everybody your story about how you were mistreated by this one particular guy. You take it up in court, and if he's guilty, he's guilty. But the problem is everybody wants to drag each other's names through the mud on social media and pretend as though it's appropriate. Like, have we learned nothing from the Amber Turd situation?
Violence on us, encourage violence on us. Like, don't be a misogynistic piece of shit, and maybe a woman would want to give you her time.
Don't lie about people on the internet, and don't label everyone who disagrees with you as a misogynist.
I've had it up to here. I've had it up to here with men. I think maybe we should be a bit more like bumblebees. Kill the males off once they are no longer of use to us. Because what are they good for? Nothing!
Yeah, and that video is allowed to stand and is perfectly appropriate. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Before you go, remember to subscribe to our other Fiend Gang members. Their channels will be linked in the video description. Our newest member is Detective Warg, so make sure that you go and show him some love. He's putting out daily content for you guys. Also, one of the characters I use and also a lot of our thumbnail artwork is done by an artist called The Gecko Ninja. He's absolutely fantastic, and his socials are going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to commission him for some amazing art. Otherwise, take it easy, gents, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.